guys, it's Helen Vandenberg here of GetClientsFast.net, and today I want to talk to you about how do you choose your coaching niche, or niche as we say in the States. So this is something that even if you're not a new coach or consultant, picking your niche, I'm going to stick with niche, okay, niche if you just like to translate it if you're coming from the States, but for your niche, many people will come to me and they want to create a new brand, a new product. They really want to get their coaching or consulting business rocketing. So where we often start is like, what's your niche? So what is a niche and why do you need one? So the first thing is, what is it? So a niche is a micro sort of definition. It's a group of clients that are an area of expertise that you're going to serve. So coaching niches might be a relationship coach, it might be a nutrition coach, weight loss coach. So they're all very broad niches. And then what I very strongly recommend is that you pick a micro niche within that. So I might have weight loss coaching for busy mums. That would be much more narrower than just doing weight loss coaching, which could be for anyone. Okay, so what it is, it's defining your ideal client and committing to the product or program, the service you are going to provide for them. So what is the result you're going to get them? So weight loss support for busy mums. That would be one description of a niche. So why do you need one? Well, many of us will have lots and lots of things that we can offer. You might have a general life coaching qualification. You might have 20 years experience in corporate, having delivered lots of... Meg, hang on. Meg's eating a fly. Don't do that, Meg. Sit down. So you might have dog training expertise in all sorts of things. So you might have lots of different experience in lots of areas. And certainly when I started coaching and trying to sell coaching to corporates, what I found was when I specialised into a certain area, that it was much easier to describe what I do and to find people who wanted that. So you really need it to shortcut your access to clients. What we find is that if you have a very general or multiple things you do, so many people come to me and they might have a yoga or a fitness business. They're also doing some MLM stuff or maybe essential oils. They're also doing a bit of part-time teaching. Now the challenge is that it's really difficult to market you as an expert when you're very scattered. So where we start is, let's define your niche and let's define those ideal clients that you want to work with. And but you know, how do we do that? Do we just pick one out of the air? Well, the answer is no. Let's have a look. Here are some ways that you can define and find your ideal coaching niche. So the first one, number one, is look at your life experience. So what has happened in your life? What problems have you overcome in your life that you could support people with? So for example, let's say that you're a mum and you had experience either with your own family, perhaps supporting a difficult teenager through a particular process, problem or position in their life, or maybe you've supported as a volunteer mums that had difficult teenagers. So maybe other life experience might be maybe you have changed career and you've learnt how to do that. That's something you could teach others. Maybe you have set up a business from scratch, a previous one, and I had a client 2 years ago and they had a very successful plumbing business, and then they went on to teach other plumbers how to get their business up and running. So think about your life experiences. What have you learned? What have you mastered? What have you been through that you could teach others? That's a great place to start. Another area to look at is maybe your profession or your training. So if you're looking to narrow for a niche, maybe in the past you've been a nurse, or maybe you had a previous career as a fitness trainer in your 20s like I did. So I could have easily created a niche of supporting fitness trainers how to grow their business. That would have been something I could have done. So where is there something, training you've had, an area you've studied in depth, or somewhere you've worked professionally? So that could be an area. You want, whenever you choose as your niche, you want it to be something that you feel very comfortable talking about, that you know you can you don't have to write lots of scripts. So if you ask me about client attraction online, I don't even have to think about this stuff. I've done it for so long, it's just very natural for me. Now, just because you're starting this business, you do want to draw on some skills from the past. So there will be lots of things that are new for you, but your core niche, you want to have it something that you have a deep understanding of, even if you haven't had many clients in that area yet. So if you've been studying nutrition and you've been going on to, wellness events and doing nutrition courses for years, but you haven't yet had a client, that's great. That would be a great niche for you because you've got the depth of knowledge. We now just need to package it up so as we can connect you with the clients that really want to work with you. So those 3 areas were life experience, your training, so past qualifications, things you've studied, or past occupations. So they're all 3 great places to start. Now, and the reason I'm saying that is that if you start from absolute ground zero, you've literally done your coach training, you've never had any experience in this, then that absolutely is possible. Some people do manage to do that, but there'll be a little bit of an on-ramp time because you are going to need to get really quality testimonials, which means you're probably going to have to do some coaching for free to start with, which is fine, okay? So the other thing is, what are you passionate about? You are going to have to work really hard in your business. I think anyone who is especially online, telling you that there is an effortless way to just magically create all these clients, abundance and wealth, then they probably haven't got a multi-6-figure, 7-figure business. Because yes, you certainly can do things on part-time with certainly less effort. But if you are growing a business from scratch and you want this to become a premium, high earning business, there's going to be some graft. You are going to go through some growing pains. So you need to have something where you are very passionate about what you're doing, because that will help you sustain your energy and enthusiasm when it gets tough. So what are you passionate about? Now, let's think about the sort of people that you might work with. What are some of the criteria? Let me just grab a little drink here. What are some of the criteria that you want to have to make sure you're in the right niche, that not only is it something that you know about, that you understand, and that you're passionate about, but actually it's going to work for you as a business, because honestly, not all things will. So one thing you need to think of is what is the problem or the challenge that your potential clients will have, and is that problem big enough for them to really part with premium money for? So I specialise in helping coaches, consultants create high-end premium offers, so anything from £1,000 up to £10,000, £25,000 or dollar masterminds. And if you're going to expect people to part with a significant amount of money, then there's got to be something compelling enough at that problem. Now, if you are Oprah Winfrey and you've got enough mojo, it's sort of celebrity, people will throw money at you just for turning up. For most of us lesser mortals, then it's really a case of you've got to earn their money. So we have to help them solve a problem that is big enough, painful enough that they really want to result from this. So here's an example. I worked with a client a few years ago who was really interested in relationship coaching. And what she wanted to do was help, 18, 20-year-olds, get into the right relationship at the start, just as they're starting to think, maybe early 20s, starting to think about their more serious relationships. Now, because if you fix it then, you could save yourself a whole lifetime of issues. Now, that is very laudable. That's a great aspiration. But let's think about, what does your average 18 to 20-year-old what are they thinking about? Often it's longish term relationships, but their long term might be 6 months to 2 years. They're still figuring out their career, they're still figuring out their personality and what they like and they dislike. They have all sorts of other competing aspirations, and for them, so if they make a mistake with a relationship at age 21, and they're sort of thinking, perhaps I want to change this, that's nowhere nearly as significant as someone who is in their 40s who wants to get their marriage back on track, or wants to find, or maybe someone who's 38, 42, who wants to find that partner to have children with before it's too late. Those are much more significant problems. So even within that relationship coaching category, can you see that there are some people that, whilst it would be great to offer that service for those younger people, their need is nowhere near as great as someone who is facing divorce. If you think someone who is the potential of getting divorced, the financial implications for that, the psychological ramifications, if maybe you want a divorce, that's another thing. If you want to get the difference of having a good or a bad divorce could be thousands and thousands of pounds in solicitors' fees, payments from your spouse, or what you have to pay your spouse, and then the way of managing your entire relationships with your extended family forever. So those are much more significant issues. So within your niche, we want to identify what is the big problem you could help them with, and to charge, there is no such thing as you can just add a note, pick any service, stick a note on the end of the price and someone will pay it. That is not true. You have to genuinely be able to help them solve their problem, and two, there has to be a big enough problem that people will pay. Now, even then, most people will not pay. Most people are not premium buyers, but at least 20% in any market are, and there are millions of people out there on the internet for you to find, and also in your local community. So do they have a big enough problem? Is the problem serious and urgent enough? Again, I might want to, increase my wealth over the next 20 years, but if I don't see it as something that I've got to act on now, if I don't understand that, and if I don't see it as urgent, then I probably will put it off and not see that financial planner that I really should do. Okay, the other thing you want to think about is, can you access them online? So, and on or offline, are they easy to reach? So, and there's a couple of things about this. So there are some categories of people that just do not use social media. Now that is becoming less and less prevalent. We've found that there's a massive leap in Facebook use from the mid 40s to late 60s. That has been the fastest growing age category. But so actually lots of us are found online, but are we using it? So for example, it's, can you access them? So one of my clients also helps people grow their businesses, and she's in the States, so she wanted to work with MDs, medical directors and plastic surgeons, and what she found was these people are so busy already, even though she could do amazing things to fix their business. Actually, these are not the people who are going to sit and watch a webinar for 45 minutes. They're not going to rock up to your workshop very easily. So we found a much more easily accessible niche, which was chiropractors. She uses the same systems to grow their business, but for us we found they tend to have a lot more flexibility around their working hours. So they often are completely self-employed. They're not part of a huge clinic. They have far fewer legal commitments and meeting-wise commitments, so they have more flexibility in their time. So can you access them? So are they available if you're looking to grow your business online? Do you know where they hang out? Can we find them? And if you're looking to grow your business through maybe speaking, retreats and events, are these the sort of people that do go out and attend those sort of things? So can you access them? And the third one, you've got to think, can these people afford you? Now, as I said, the majority of people, who want some business coaching are not going to go for a high-end option, but at least 20 to 25% of them will. And so for me, there are thousands and thousands of people out there who need exactly the help we can offer, and that will make the investment in themselves. Now, if you happen to be selling something that is like marketing, anything to do with services that support a business, then people are much more amenable to investing in themselves through their business, because they see it as part of a business cost. The same if you're helping people with their careers, then people have less price resistance, because they can see, if you can help me get to let's say you help me get to that corner office job, which gives me an extra 15k on my salary this year. Well, you know, I get to keep that salary year after year after year, and I also get the skills that help me grow my career. So you have a much broader range of sort of the premium end there. However, even with things like, the thing that is the biggest contributor to whether people will purchase a high-end program is how serious and urgent is the problem they're facing. So, for example, if you're a weight loss coach, you probably do not want to be putting yourself in the category of a low end, you know, if you've got a stone to lose, something similar to those big programs like Weight Watchers and Slimming World. They are fantastic. They do massive volume, so they can, you know, they can roll at their service for like £10 a week per person, because they do millions of them. Most of us do not have the budget or the systems to put that in place. But so someone who just wants to lose a few pounds for summer is probably not your person who is most motivated to invest in a high-end program. However, someone who is obese, someone who has had warnings that they may have a heart attack, someone who has a wedding coming up, so you could have a weight loss for brides, you know, for soon-to-be brides, someone who has maybe they're on the cusp of becoming famous and they're starting to get much more noticed in the press and the media. Those are all people that have much more urgent needs. So even if you're not in a make money business services niche, there are, and we have hundreds of clients that have had high-end premium programs in all of those areas that are nothing to do with making money. So you need to think about, can they afford you? Is there a percentage of people that can afford you? And I guess following on from that, I just want to talk a little bit about competition, because I think often we worry. What you want to do is go on Google and search for your niche. So if you were a life coach, if you put in life coaching in Google, you will see how many millions of people are searching for that. So I think if there's lots of other people doing it, that is a great indicator. Now, you may choose to have something a little bit quirky. I would never position someone as a life coach. I would always still have them working in a specific area, because I know I might look for a life coach because I want to get better sleep, because I'm low in energy. I might also look for a life coach because I'm not sure what my life purpose is. You would have the person I would pick would be the person who very clearly, if I was looking for life purpose, who very clearly described that I will help you find your purpose in life. So even within something like that, you want to have that really special niche. But you might find there are thousands and millions of people also doing it, and that is a good thing. No one is like you. You need to define what is the unique way, either the method that you use or the people and the niche that you work in. And there you will find you don't need that many clients if you're selling high end. You don't need to be doing 500 clients in a big program every year. If you get 10-year-long people come into a mastermind at 10k, that is a six-figure business. That's less than one person to enroll every month. Let's say you have a 5k 6-month program, that's 20 people. Or the way I used to do it was I would find my first 10 for the first half of the year, and 70% of them would re-enroll for the second half of the year. I've only got to find another 3 clients. That's 13 clients, 13 clients to get a 6-figure business. And maybe and some of you, I know some of us are really turned off by the 6-figure business. Some of us just go like, you know what, I'd just like to earn a living. I'd just like to earn a proper income. So maybe you're just looking for 2.5, 3 grand a month. Well, I tell you, if you can focus on creating a premium program, do really deep, specific work with people over a longer period or a more intensive period of time, you can have a really secure income and a business you love that doesn't burn you out. So your top tips for today on your niche. Let's just do a quick recap. So how do you choose your niche? Look at your life experiences, look at your training, look at your career. Next, you've got to make sure that check, are you passionate about working with those people? There's no point finding a profitable niche that you cannot stand the people that you work with. It'll just feel like a slog and a job. And then finally, Do these people have a big enough and urgent enough problem that you can help them solve? So that's kind of around your product creation, and we'll talk more about that in another episode. Can you access them online? So are they reachable online and offline? But I would say for most of us, if you want a flexible business, you want to look, and even for my brick and mortar clients, I have a few clients that have things like massive yoga studios there, and another lady that does catering. We massively utilize the online market. So can they be found online? Are they accessible, as in are they going to have time to consume your content so as you can bring them into your world? And finally, is there a proportion of people that can afford you? So again, I find many coaches and spiritual healers want to heal the world, and they want to do work with really disadvantaged groups. And that is fantastic, but that's a charity, not a business. So, and if that's where you're headed, then I can certainly send you to some resources to help you setting up a charity or a social enterprise. But if you want to create a business, what I would say is, as they always say, put your own oxygen mask on first when you're on the plane. So, hey Caroline, great to see you. I'll touch in with you later. Like to hear how your weekend was and what you're getting up to. So make sure that you look after yourself first. So if you want to do charitable things, maybe you want to donate some time to a charity, or maybe you might want to set up an entire school in Africa or something like that. Fantastic. Let's get your business really safe and secure, and so you have an income, and when you've got that bedded in and it's consistent, then you can make decisions around what can I do with the surplus? What can I do to create income for my charitable causes? Okay, so and we finally talked about competition. So you might find there are many other people doing what you do out there. I would take that as a great sign that there's a market for it. No one will do it quite like you. And again, if you can get the help to package up what you're doing really effectively, then that will help you stand out from the crowd. There are thousands and thousands of coaches out there and consultants that make no money at all. Make sure you're not one of them. Pick a strong, profitable niche and get the support you need to make sure that you have a system and a strategy to turn your passion into profit. So if that's something you want help with and you're not already in one of my programs, then please private message me, and we can get you on a call with one of my team, one of my coaches, and see if there's anything we can do to take your business to the next level. So, and if not, check out my website, getclientsfast.net, and we've got a great new masterclass on there. Just look for the free masterclass tab, and you can check out our latest training. So guys, can't wait to see you again. Let me know what you've decided on your niche, and if you need help with that, again, please get in touch. Have an amazing day. Take care. Bye for now.